So this is mostly just a test to see if the microphone's going to work with the camera or not. Following behind my wife to go to her aunt and uncle's. Got a job out there to mow for $50 a week. So we'll see how the audio quality is on the trip. Right now I'm running with my visor up about 33 miles an hour. This is with my visor down. I got a little sand in my eye. That sucks. Anyways, this is with the visor down. Cruising at about highway speeds. Need to shift up out of this gear. Come on. There we go. My visor used to be mirrored, but long story short, bought this mirror about give or take 2 years ago from a place called Cycle Gear down in Little Rock, Arkansas. And the mirror coating was scratching off of it, so today I just took a wet paper towel and just buffed all that reflective coating off of there. It was just like a film coating over the plastic, and I'm not sure why the hell it came off so easy. I mean, it started coming off within the first maybe 2 weeks of me owning the visor. But I guess that's what you get when you buy an HJC helmet. Good old Illinois, nothing to see for miles. But at least my visor is all clean now. I can actually see out of it rather than having to try to look out of scratch reflective coating, which that was absolutely terrible. I couldn't see at night. I couldn't see at night to ride. Even with my bike having 100-watt halogen headlights that are, I mean, they light up the road, I still couldn't see at night. So I had to buff that crap off. It was getting too dangerous. Stupid bug just hit me in the face. But yeah, following behind my wife's car. We're going out to her aunt and uncle so I can mow their yard, which is honestly, I think, what got me the money to be able to put my bike back onto the road. My chain had about 2 inches of play into it. It was way far gone, and I think I'm going to be needing a clutch soon. So my clutch is starting to hit toward the end, but the spark plugs on this thing look like I don't know, imagine like a car with 300,000 miles with the original plugs on it. I'm thinking these were the original plugs that it had in it. And I could throw up a picture, probably, if I could figure out how to do that on the video editing software. I should be able to throw a picture up and show those plugs. Both of them looked exactly like that. And it was, I don't know, the bike just didn't want to run. And plus I was putting, I guess, the wrong kind of gas in it. I kept putting regular unleaded, and I was looking on one of the inside fairings for this bike, and it actually says that it's a 91 minimum recommended, which I don't quite remember, but I'm swearing that 91 when I lived down in Arkansas was mid-grade, but up here it's high grade. So I'm not sure if I still got one more gear. There we go. I'm not sure if 91 is high grade or not, or if my mind is just playing tricks on me, but I'm wanting to say that 91 was mid-grade down in Arkansas, and I think 93 was high grade. I don't know. I could be just talking nonsense. So after I put 93 or 91 fuel into it, put new plugs into it, got a new chain on it, my air filter was completely disintegrated as well. Hell, I'll throw a picture of that up. That was completely disintegrated. Whoever had this bike before me did not take care of it. But I mean, what do you expect? I traded a Mazda RX-8 for this bike, and needless to say, I think the RX-8 blew itself up. Because when I sold it to the guy, I told him that it needed apex seals and new plugs, and I think the dude hot rodded it out, because I haven't seen that bike in forever. Last I seen, I heard of it, I think the guy actually burned out the clutch on the bike, or on the car. Talking about bikes. But I think he burned out the clutch on the car, and he contacted me back and was like, hey, I burned out the clutch in the car, just put a new clutch into it, it's not quite running right, you know. And I told him, I said, it's the apex seals. I told you that when I sold it to you. And I don't think he ever actually fixed those seals. So last I seen of it, it was posted on Craigslist. At least I think it was my car. Last I seen, it was posted on Craigslist for like 800 bucks. It was just a body and a frame. It had no engine or transmission in it. So I'm really thinking that dude just jacked up that car pretty bad. We'll figure out we're going into town here. Oh, sand and gravel, my favorite. These roads back here are not the best. I would not want to take an aggressive corner here. It's a very quiet little town though. We're going to be taking my son to the Benson Park, which is just right over there. We live out in Roanoke, Illinois. Oh, Jesus. I do not like this at all. We live out in Roanoke, Illinois. I commute to, might as well say, Peoria every day to work. And that's one reason that I wanted to get this bike. Because originally I had a 250 Ninja, and it was not big enough to be running these roads. I mean, it blew its spark plugs apart when I took it to my friend's house, which is in Marshall, Illinois. It's about 160 miles away. It blew itself up. Spark plugs literally came apart. What's up? Of course. Hi, Bubba. Hi, buddy. So I went up from a 250 to a 650 and just took that jump. I'm glad I did. I mean, I love this bike to death. Hasn't treated me wrong yet, never left me stranded. And I mean, she's a pretty bike except for one little ding on the tank down here, and I need to get out some wash and wash her off. I had the tank off. Had it just kind of laying in the back of my SUV. I think she got a couple gouges from it, but it's whatever. It's freaking scalding hot, especially sitting on this bike. It's roasting me. So, yep, I guess we're going to be going over to that little playground or whatever for a little bit, and then I got to go over to her aunt and uncle's and mow their yard. But after I get done with that, I might, depending on the weather, I don't know if it's supposed to rain or what today, but depending on the weather, I might actually take a trip over into Peoria, go up Grandview Drive, some different places in Peoria, and a little road that I like to ride out in the back of this one town called the Santa Fe Trail. And it's one of the better roads out here in Illinois. It's actually got some scenery, some twisties, some turns. One of my favorite roads actually runs north alongside the river, and I rode this bike over 81 miles. Needless to say, after I got done riding those 81 miles, my butt was hurting. And with these sport bars on this bike, I mean, yeah, it looks cool. It feels, you know, pretty awesome, short distances, but I wouldn't want to ride it any extended distance just because of the nature of these bars. They put so much strain on your wrist, it's ridiculous. Plus, my levers hit my dash every time I turn around. But I'm going to leave this video here. If I go out to Grandview Drive, I'll start recording.